Hi and welcome back to Love Sober YouTube channel. My name's Kate Bailey. It's lovely to see you. And in today's video, I'm going to be diving into a little bit about seasonal self-care. And as I'm recording this, it's autumn, and you might be like me, you might absolutely love the autumn, like stomping in leaves, feel that kind of change in the air, and that might really light you up. Or you could maybe feeling a little bit lower as the evenings draw in, etc. And so it's really about, again, honouring what we're like, what kind of type we're, what tendencies we have, and then just to kind of nurture from that point. You know, Hippocrates said, look to the season when choosing your cures, and obviously he was incredible Greek philosopher, and it's as relevant to us today as it was then. We're still seasonal beings. So I've got 3 tips. To get outside and get the sunshine is really, really important on our pineal gland. That's going to help the dopamine for the rest of the day, and feelings of, low ebb motivation can really boost by doing that. So obviously get as much sunshine as you can. Also out in nature, if we're doing that kind of walking in nature, bilateral movement, crossbody, when we're like walking like this, that's very soothing on our nervous system, and looking far, looking near at things, noticing things. It's not only a kind of almost like a flow state and a mindful state, but that bilateral movement can really help the production of GABA, which is the neurotransmitter that helps us feel calm. So we can really get a double whammy if we're getting out into nature, especially in the sunshine, really helping boost our kind of dose of neurotransmitters. The other kind of advice I would give is really curating your environment. Obviously, we're getting the box sets, getting the cozy, if you like the Danish stuff of Hygge, Hygge, really that coziness, conviviality. So it's almost like gathering around the hearth, so making sure we're getting our social connections in those ways that are in capacity, thinking lovely brunches, cozy coffees, and then get under the duvet fortress, put on a box set, that kind of thing. The other thing that is really beautiful this time of year is to get a creative habit on board. So again, if we're not out and busy, if we're feeling like the energy is slightly lower ebb, as it will be, there's a lot going on physically in autumn on our systems, so we will need nourishing, replenishing, more restful activities. So to get on board that kind of, maybe it's restorative yoga, maybe it's lying with your legs up the wall, really kind of honouring that, but also to have a creative practice in the autumn, and maybe it's journaling, maybe we're taking photographs of mushrooms, whatever it is, art galleries. Now this is really important because we're going to need something to occupy us in the evening, so keeping our hands busy, keeping our minds busy, something that's not going to be too exhausting. And in the work of Jack Trimpey, who founded the Smart Recovery movement, he wrote a brilliant book called Rational Recovery back in the 80s. They call this the VACI, the VACI, Vital Absorbing Creative Interest. And it's so powerful. That is its power to give us something to do, keep us occupied. It also kind of goes into the work of resilience building through flow. There is another video on that, and why that's a superpower in sobriety as well. So those would be some tips that that I've got, some really good, the kind of the Hygge kind of conviviality, the states of flow, a hobby, and also the getting out and getting those dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin lifts, GABA lifts, for your neurotransmitters in your movement outside. If you're interested to find more about my work, find me at lovesober.com. You can book a discovery call, you can book one of my courses. I use all this kind of science-based stuff, the science of happiness, nervous system regulation, also hormonal health for women in midlife. So if you want a really smart sobriety toolkit, check me out there. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in one of those places. Bye.